Thanksgiving party, and we have a lot to be grateful for. We have MCN at 20 years. But as you've learned tonight, we have a lot of members in our community who've done a lot over the years to help us all get here. And I'd like to just share a 1-minute story with you about Barry Khan and myself. And so Barry and I were NYU students back in the day, and we co-founded the NYU Islamic Center, along with a small, very small group of students. And that would be 7 students. And among them was my sister Yasmin, who's also here this evening. And what we knew as board members was that our community needed to grow. And we knew that we needed to do the work. And so we started that work. And to say from those years to now what NYU has grown into is just simply remarkable. So today, what we want to do is acknowledge with our Community Leadership Award 2 very important people at NYU Islamic Center. And so the first honoree that I would like to share with you is I'd like you to meet Sheikh Fayed Jafar. And in addition to that, he's also the Assistant Research Scholar for Islamic Center at NYU and the Associate Chaplain for the Center of Global and Spiritual Life at NYU. He's done so much over the years, but I have to tell you, I was really excited when I learned that he pursued his classical course of Islamic education at the Seminary of Karbala in Iraq. And my family's from Iraq, and I was so delighted to hear that he studied there, and he met his lovely wife as well, who was also Iraqi, so we're all connected. And so from there, he did his field work and did research in this area, and he has really promoted, importantly, making a difference in the lives of young people. They need to have a role model, somebody that looks like them, has come from an American background, versus always having our educators come from abroad. So we are developing the American Islam and what it means to grow up Muslim and American in this country. And so we'd like to present you.
Begin in the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Before I share a couple of remarks, just my gratitude to the Muslim Community Network for this fine honor. But I just wanted to utilize the couple of moments that I have in front of you to just shed light on something that is really, really important to me. On March 4th of this past year, there was a bombing that occurred in Peshawar in Pakistan on the first Friday during the month of Sha'ban, killing 60 congregants of the Friday prayer who identified as Shi'i Muslims. On April 21st, in Mazar Sharif in Afghanistan, another 33 were killed for identifying as Shi'i Muslims. A week later, on the 28th of April, another 9 were killed, 13 injured. And on September 30th, again, of this past year, more than 50 students at a school for teenage boys and girls in Afghanistan were killed, in addition to 110 who were injured. Oftentimes when we talk about rhetoric and violence that takes place in other parts of the world, it's so normative to us. It's easy for us to sort of sweep it under the rug and assume it is something very distant from us. But it's important for all of us to understand, as we read all of these few incidences that have just taken place over the last several months across the world, that rhetoric, that language, those sort of aspects of isolation and marginalization that stem from members of our community contribute to acts of violence like these ones overseas and manifested themselves in very unique ways. In early August in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where 4 individuals were killed in an incident that seemingly targeted Shia Muslims right here in the United States. What I want us to all think about as we gather here on this evening in order to celebrate our achievements as a Muslim community in this country and in New York City more specifically, and truly we've made such incredible strides as we've just been shown over the last hour or so. How much more work there has to be done. We never want to get complacent. We do want to validate these celebratory moments, and we want to appreciate everything that we've done since 9/11 and well before then. But at the end of the day, where can we find an opportunity in an eve like this one, with many members of the Muslim community here in New York City, individuals who are major players, seek toward being difference makers in this country and in this city? How can we take those next strides? I stand over here listening to all of these incredible people proceeding. As Dr. Debbie mentioned earlier, how the entire board of the Muslim Community Network are women. How they come from identifying the minoritized backgrounds. Many of you told me that my daughters look really beautiful and they look really cute this today. I think that they do as well. But every single day when I read reports like these ones, I worry. What would have life been like if I lived in a different part of the world? If I were to send my kids to school for their names, for them identifying as Shia Muslims, would they come back home to me and my wife? I used to have that fear as something that was very distant. But after what took place in early August in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's not something that is so distant from me anymore. I worry about it every single day. I worry about it every night when I put them to sleep. And I even worry about it when we are in Muslim gatherings, of what they're going to hear, what people might say about them, how they might feel. So I'm very humbled and I'm honored for this wonderful award. And thank you to the Muslim Community Network. But let's make sure that we